down these collapses in two: natural ones and man-made. Because you're gonna see later on that the natural ones are the friendly ones, but the man-made ones are the stupid ones. The brakes are there for steering the paraglider. Go right or go left, or fly slower, or fly maximum speed, or landing. Of course, when I go landing, stop the glider, okay? I don't wanna break my legs. I don't wanna twist my ankles, okay? Break it down. But when you're sure, you're touching the ground. If you're flying like when you're 10 meters high, here, that's the biggest mistake you can do, because the paraglider can go backwards. Full stall. Full stall means this: full stall. On a regular glider like the B1 or the Collins glider, if you do this, it will instantly stall. So the school paraglider, that's why they are designed to not stall or stall very late, to give you the chance to panic and realize there's nothing gonna happen, and you put your hands back up and the instructor to tell you in the radio, hands back up. So we're gonna have natural collapses and so when you take off, you need to be sure everything is right. Your feeling is right about the wing, about the wind, about the fact that you're gonna be flying, about the fact that you need to finish the flight. Once started, you need to finish the flight with a proper landing and beautiful landing. So once you're leaving the ground, it's important to be sure that you're able to fly and land safely. Takeoff is optional, landing is mandatory. Ok? Decolare e opțională, aterizare obligatorie, totdeauna. So natural collapses, one of them is the frontal collapse.
Închide frontal.
Easy as recovery, hands up. Why? Why we keep the hands up on the frontal collapse? Because when the glider collapses, doesn't fly anymore, okay? Of course, doesn't fly anymore. The glider profile got destroyed, right? Because of the motion of the air, because of the turbulence, whatever. So it got broken. It's not flying. As you are falling from the sky, the glider inflates back and it's hovering. Okay? The glider was moving 35 km an hour or 30 km an hour, right? Then it got a collapse and it stopped, right? It's not possible to fly anymore when it's collapsed. And then you're falling like 10-15 meters. And then it's opening again, because you're falling, the weight of your body make the glider inflate back, okay? But a fraction of the second, the glider is not flying anymore, okay? That's why we need to hold our hands up, to let the glider accelerate and start flying forward. It's logical. Even if we get scared and now I'm falling, okay, if you're holding your body in the brakes, it's bad, because the glider here is not flying anymore, and if you're holding your body weight in the brakes, they have nothing, there will be no pressure in it, and if you're putting the brakes down, then the glider will start spinning like crazy and you go into full stall and other crazy stuff, okay? So that's why it's important. Such an easy collapse that can happen naturally, boom, frontal collapse, ends up at the glider fly. So most of the accidents in the frontal collapse is man-made, because people get scared. They are used of having that 2 kilograms of weight in their brakes, and when you have a frontal collapse, that pressure in the brakes is gone, like disappears. okay? And they start searching for that pressure somewhere over the rainbow, okay? And then you go full stall your glider, and you go twisting, and you go helicopter, and you go all the acrobatics for no reason, for nothing. Boom, I had a frontal collapse, hands up, it's opening, flies further, easy as, okay? We need to know what's all about. That's why I want to do it in tandem, so you realize what's happening and how does it feel. It feels like you're falling. It feels like you're sitting in the harness and then boom, it's gone.
Da, dacă fac închidere frontală, ce trebuie să faci?
Nimica.
Mâinile sus, da?
Da.
Pus mâinile și o frânezi ușor și revii, da? Când se duce în față, o frânezi și pe urmă revii.
And here we go with the second natural collapse that's happening most of the time. Very rarely we're gonna have the frontal collapse, but most of the time we'll have the asymmetric collapse. Asymmetric means one of two, so you have one glider but two wings, right wing and left wing, ok? Deci avem o aripă întreagă, dar avem două aripi de fapt, dreapta și stânga, ele sunt unite în mijloc, da? Ca și avionul, ca și pasărea, ca și toate cele, nu știu dacă este vreuna care zboară cu o singură aripă. So there we have the whole paraglider, there we have the right wing and the left wing, they are stitched together, okay? But everything that's happening there, it's because of this wing doing something and this wing doing something. If the left wing is breaking, if it's slowed down, the right wing will tend to accelerate, to go follow the left wing, and that's why the glider will turn right or left. Okay, here you have the two wings, left and right. If you're pulling the brake on the right, this will fly slower, and the left will try to stay close to the right. That's why the glider is turning, okay? Because you slow down one and the other one will accelerate. If you slow down both, the glider will all together fly slower, okay? If we have the asymmetric collapse, what's happening? We are flying into a little bit of turbulent air and we are losing half of the wing. This wing is still flying. Where is this going if this one is collapsed?
Rotate.
Okay, next.
Începe să se
Round.
rotească
This
spre-
will be going round to catch this one. Okay? So if I'm losing this wing, left wing, right? The right wing will will start flying faster. Why? Because they are all together connected in the middle. This one is not flying at all anymore, and this one will tend to catch this one. The right will tend to catch the left one, okay? And what do you think you should do in this scenario?
The same.
Of course, you will feel like you will feel like two legs of your chair are gone, okay? You're falling like this on a side, okay? You're falling on the side in your harness. What do you think you should do here?
Shift the weight.
The left
Shift the weight.
goes up. And then
The left goes up and brake a little bit on the still flying wing. A little bit. It's true. It's perfect. So let this glider recover. This wing recover. Okay. This is collapse. Cannot recover if you're pulling the brake. Okay. Hands up on the collapse. Let it fly. And slow down the open side to give time to the collapsed one to come back to flying position, and it's all fine. It's not a tragedy, nothing gonna happen. The glider doesn't start spinning like crazy if you just do some gentle moves. So keep pressure on the open wing, on the open side of the wing. Pressure on the open side. And the second thing to do is pull your body, put your body in the harness on the open side. Okay? So first of all, I need to stop the rotation. That's first of all. I stop the rotation. Okay? So I'm here. I felt that I'm going like whoa. Stop the rotation and then move your body.
Stop the rotation with what first?
With the brake,
With the brake
a little
first.
bit of the brake. Pressure on the open side. Comandă pe partea deschisă. 10-15 cm. 10-15 centimeters of brake only. Only. If you pull all the way down, it's bad because you're stalling the only open part of the wing you still have for flying. So that's gonna be there. A man-made stupidity. There'll be many. Okay? Just a little bit. Naturals. Natural collapses. Just 2 of them. So after you pull a little bit of brake, keep the direction of the flying. Okay? Even with half wing. Even with half wing. Like, let's keep it the same. Half wing. If I pull a little bit of brake, my glider will fly straight. And I have time to fly away from the mountain or keep the direction that I want to fly. You will see in the next videos we'll be playing there that if you pull a little bit harder on the brake, but maybe let's say 5 centimeters more, the glider can even turn against the collapse, a little bit more brake. If I don't want to hit the mountain there, if I fly along like forward the mountain, I have here a collapse, and then if I keep the direction, I'm gonna hit the mountain. Even if I pull a little bit more, I can avoid.
And you have to do something with your body as well.
Yes, put your body, exactly, put your body on the open side of the wing. Move your body. For example, here, if I have a big left collapse, I put my body on the right, steer the glider to where I want to fly. The only most important thing with this natural collapse is do not overreact. If you overreact, you make it worse. You just need to react the way that you're supposed to and you're learning to, and then the way we're gonna fly in tandem and we're gonna practice in tandem. I'm gonna give you the brakes, I'm gonna hold the collapse, I'm gonna make and hold the collapse here, so you learn how to fly straight. Most of the pilots, they tend to overreact and pull too much and the glider goes like whoa. Okay? A little bit gentle, calm, and keep your mind clear and slow and relaxed. Okay? That's why I want to practice this stuff, the natural collapses, at least these ones. The man-made ones, some of them we do, some of them are impossible to do in tandem.
Ok, dacă fac o asimetrică cu stânga, ținem direcția încolo, da?
Acolo, bun.
Direcția asta să pot doar un pic către mine, ușor, da? Nu trebuie să țin una lipită nimic, ușor. Dacă tragi mai tare, chiar virează aripa, ai văzut?
Da, am văzut.
But we're gonna talk about man-made collapses. There are many of them and there are many combinations of the collapses. And if you're overreacting here, then you make a man-made mess. I don't want you to be overreacting in these super easy, light, natural collapses, so you don't go into the wrong evolution of the paraglider made by too much panic and too much of adrenaline and too much coffee and too much of I have no idea of flying without a paraglider, just using your hands like a man-made trouble. We have negative spin, stall, full stall, and all the combinations in between them. Negative spin means when I'm pushing one brake too hard. We're gonna see in the video there. We're gonna do this in tandem as well. The negative spin. We're gonna fly, slow down the wing, and I'm gonna push one hand down. So you know, so you can see it's like when you're turning your car with a handbrake. It's like exactly the same feeling. As the glider starts rotating backwards. Stall. It's a very delicate point of the glider where it's not flying anymore. It's not falling backwards, but it's not flying forward. It's just parachutal stall. Asta e negativa în limba română. Negativa, negative spin. O rotație negativă. Care e rotația pozitivă?
Spirala.
Virajul, nu spirala.
Ah.
So this is negative spin. It's a negative spin. Which one is the positive spin? Positive spin is the turn. Okay? It's positive. It's forward. This negative spin is backwards. Okay? We're gonna see it there.
O comandă?
Dacă tragi de o comandă sub fund. Da? Cum recuperez închiderea negativă? How do I recover this negative spin? If I was here flying and I pull one brake back and the glider starts to go back, how?
You have to break that with the other hand and bring this one out.
Release the side of the brake that I push too hard. Okay? Release, the glider will go forward and it starts flying normally. We have that training video on my channel, on the Tandem. We're gonna do that on Tandem as well.
Dacă o lași în pace, mai înainte pleca mai violent. Dacă o lași în pace, uite, da? Și frânezi prea tare. Lași să meargă, lași să meargă. Și o lași să-și revină, da?
Lasă pe violentă, pasă de
Violentă, pentru că am ținut mai
Parachutal stall. It's a very delicate maneuver that's pulling both brakes symmetrical down, down, down until the glider starts falling. But it's not collapsing, it's just fully inflated, but it starts falling down. This is a point in the flying moment of the glider that is very difficult to find. Somewhere with the brakes very low. So we don't want to stall the glider. Only when do we want to stall the glider? Just before you touch down, just before you put your legs down. Full stall means the same thing like here, but full, like all the way. The glider, you saw the competition gliders just before, going like losing pressure, trying to make different shapes, like a octopus. The paraglider starts flying backwards. Okay, if I'm pulling the brakes all the way down, the glider starts falling backwards. This is very dangerous because if you release the full stall on the wrong sequence, in the wrong moment, you can fall into the canopy. Glider goes wild, and if you start falling forward, you can fall into the canopy. Brake too hard, and if you remember that my hands are too low, put your hands up back, they will start flying again. But an intermediate glider like Mihai's glider, it's gonna stall like straight away. If you pull too much, boom, it's gone. And Kalin's glider as well. Okay, that's why we are using the bulletproof gliders that don't do this stuff. Negative spin as well. If you pull one brake too hard, the glider starts spinning. The school paragliders, they don't. They just turn positive. They don't do this negative spin. So that's why, this is why the school paragliders are bulky, like kind of this shape. So you have a lot of brake range here, a lot of brake range here, and still a lot of glider flying. Okay? Understand? So you can pull like crazy here, all the way down, and it still has a lot of glider flying here. But when you go on a competition paraglider like this, and you have only this amount of brake, this, if you pull all the way down, how much is braking? Like this. Of course it's braking, it's killing all the glider completely. Or if you break both hands, it's just a short, narrow part of the wing that you can break. That's it. As advanced go the glider, more towards the competition, cât e aripa mai avansată către competiție, cu atâta cursa la comenzi. La o aripă de competiție, aici deja e full start. Cu aripile voastre de școală, aici încă zboară. These gliders, the school gliders, are built to avoid these things. But these things are bad. Like really bad, and we're gonna see there how is the glider spinning and how is the glider recovering from this stuff. That's a school paraglider as well, but you'll see many times the pilot it's wrapping one brake line on top of his head, so it has the response he wants. If you are wrapping the line, dacă îmi fășori odată comanda pe după mână, deja frânezi foarte mult din aripă. Da? Și atunci se învârte și aia. Ok? So careful with the wraps on your hand. Sometimes you shouldn't wrap it. If you already have the dragon catch that I show you, you already have like this shorter brake range here. So it's enough. It's enough to go here and land safely. Okay, if you're wrapping one time, you can brake even harder, but be careful about that. If you're doing this in flight with one wrap, it will stop.